What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sky. If you didn't know, now you freaking do. We are currently sitting on the floor at our old house. Ignore everything behind us.
It's a bunch of trash.
She kind of just put an idea in my head that I figured why not just do right now.
We have a lot of time.
We have a lot of time on our hands. My mom is at work right now and she'll get off in 3 hours.
Also, if you don't know, I'm her little sister cat.
Yes, this is my sister Kat. There's one video up on my channel right now that is still actually up on my channel that if you want to go check it out, it is...
I recommend it. We were
on my channel, go look for it. We are gonna sit here and do like a little story time because I figured we have time on our hands. My mom gets off at 3 and I honestly don't think it's gonna take us more than an hour to get everything into the living room and just clean.
30 minutes.
We're gonna be telling the stories of our paranormal experiences because I have a few. And she has a few, so I figured that this would be a pretty interesting video. Who's going first? Do you want to rock, paper, scissors, or do you not care?
I don't really give a shit. I can go first.
Okay, then you go first.
This is when I met a little ghost boy, which I'm actually kind of friends with now. He's pretty cool. I've had a few conversations with him. So when we first moved here, I was about maybe 9 turning 10 or like 10 turning 11, something like that.
It was 2017.
Yeah, so when we moved in here, my room was originally the old lady's room upstairs before I moved into my other room. I was living in there for 3 years before my brother moved out. And when I had my room arranged, I had this adorable little children's hospital light that my mom got me. And I had it set up and plugged in and all that. So when I was laying in bed one night, I woke up, I checked my phone or my tablet, and it was like 3 in the morning. And when I looked at my wall, I got paralyzed, and all I saw was the image of a little boy sitting down with his head looking down, just staring at the floor. And I didn't know what to do, so I just stood there paralyzed. I didn't know what to do, so I sat there. I looked over at that little clock I had on my nightstand, and it was like 3:30. When I looked back, he was staring at me, mouthed something, and then he disappeared. So he was there for 30 minutes. Just 30 minutes, just sitting there. I ended up doing a method where I tapped into my dreamscape and I let him enter my dreamscape, and I ended up having a conversation with him. His name is Lucas. He's a really sweet kid. I like him.
Well, this isn't at either house because I lived in 2 different houses. When I graduated high school, I moved into this house and I had a room there. And I lived there off and on for like how many years? Like, it was 4 years, and then I finally moved home because I just couldn't live there anymore. So this isn't at either house, here or that house. This was when I stayed like, I think I stayed 5 days with my Nana at her apartment when she lived down in the city before she passed away. She lived in 2 different apartment units. This was when she lived on the first floor, and it was her studio apartment. And I don't know exactly what time it was. I think it was around the time when the sun was just coming up. All I seen, there was a lady in this like black, like I want to say 1900s looking dress. She had a dog running around her in circles, and she was looking down at the dog, watching the dog. The dog was going around her in a circle, and then she looked up at me, and when she looked up at me and then looked back down at her dog, that's when I started to grab my phone and I tried to shine my light onto her to see like who the fuck is in my Nana's apartment right now. I am a crazy psycho bitch. But as soon as I turned my flash on, it was gone. She was gone, the dog was gone, like just gone. And it kind of freaked me out. And I woke up the next morning after going back to sleep. And I told my Nana about it. And she was just like, well, people do die in these apartments. So it was probably someone that had died in this apartment. But I never really had that feeling that something or someone was just lingering in her apartment.
This was when my brother and my sister both have moved out. So I was here by myself. I was the only kid left in the house with only 4 people living here. But I was down here watching TV because I didn't want to be in my room, and I was laying on the couch against the wall. And when I was laying on the couch and I woke up, I don't know what time it was. Everything was in my room. I didn't know what time it was. All I saw was a man leaning over me, like full on. It was like a full on black silhouette of a tall man. I want to say he was like 6'5", And all I see was him like full on leaning over me to be directly in my face. And he didn't have a face, just black, everything. He didn't have a face, he had nothing. And I was just sitting there staring, like the Slender Man, but like just black.
Without the white face?
Yeah, and I was just sitting there, I didn't know what to do, so I just stood there, and I felt like he was a real person, because I felt him breathing. And I didn't know what to do, because like this is when I just started to watch Sam and Colby. All I heard was him chuckle and then disappear. I was like, what? I turned the channel, I was like, I slowly got up, I was shaking. I turned the TV off, I was like, not tonight.
The other one that I have was, again, at my Nana's apartment. And this is when she moved into her 1-bedroom apartment, because they had either studios or 1-bedrooms. I don't know what I was doing, but I was downstairs. She had elevators to her apartment, and I remember that I always hated elevators. Elevators scare me. Like, I don't know why. They just scare, well, I mean, they just fucking scare me. I think I might have been alone or with my brother. I don't quite remember what, because it happened like 7 years ago, so I don't really remember. I remember getting up to her floor. Where the elevators were, you had to like walk down this little hallway and then make a right, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Left.
Or yeah, a left. My bad. Mind you, there was an apartment that was down the hallway from where hers is. They had just recently got done going through and taking all of that person's stuff out because they had passed away. I'm sitting there walking towards my Nana's apartment, and all of a sudden I hear footsteps. And so I turn around because I was gonna see who's walking behind me, and it sounded like they were like walking right behind me. And I look, and this is as soon as I got out of the elevator. So I was just about to make my left turn to go towards my Nana's apartment. And I look, there's no one there. So I'm just like, okay, that's weird. And where everything was, there was just a straight down hallway. So I would have seen someone. There wasn't no this way, like there was just a straight down hallway. I mean, mind you, if there was someone that was walking in or out of their apartment itself, I would have been able to hear their door, because all of their doors were like
Really loud.
really heavy, and they slammed. Even if you weren't trying to slam them, they slammed. As soon as I made the turn, no one there. So I was like, that's weird. And then I hear them again, and it's pretty much, they stopped when I stopped and they went when I went. So it was like something was like following me. And as soon as I got closer, I think there was like maybe 4 or 5 doors before I got to my Nana's apartment, I started hearing the footsteps pick up its pace. So I was just like, okay, I'm booking it. And as soon as I started running, it started running. And I heard running footsteps, and still no one was behind me. And when I'm scared, well, you know when you're scared, you start jittering and you can't really open things. I couldn't even grab the knob. I was freaking the fuck out. And as soon as I opened the knob, I closed the door, and I just sat on my Nana's couch. And I just pretty much made food and called it a day. I was terrified.
The man who died in the apartment complex, and she got a teddy bear from him. I still have that.
Why?
Because Nana gave it to me. It's in my room.
Yeah, but it was bear from an old man.
Yeah, still have that. I got to go do a paranormal investigation at the Carey House, which is a little haunted hotel near us.
I sadly wasn't able to go, but that's okay.
We can go someday. We can go sometime. We were staying the night there, and we were going into the ballroom, the tiny little dining area that the founders of the hotel would have parties in. And we were just sitting there listening to the drum pan go off. It was obvious that people were in there waltzing around. Like, oh, there must be people in here waltzing around, dancing, having fun. I feel like this heavy breathing on my neck. And I look behind me and there's nothing there. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So I rubbed my neck and cracked it. So I just sat there, pulled my jacket up more. I was sitting there, hanging out. And we hear their spirit box say the word axe. And we're like, that's weird. That's a little weird for her to be saying. And we hear my ex-girlfriend's sister. We heard her scream, and I was like, what the? We saw her run out, and I was like, what the hell? So we all follow her outside and we see that she has a scar in the shape of an axe on her arm. And then I started feeling a burning sensation on my arm, and I looked on my arm and I had a ginormous scratch on my arm. Honestly, me being the dumbass sister who's also related to this bitch, I was like, okay, let's keep going. We were just chilling in the lobby because her sister really wanted to just go home. Like, why wouldn't you when you just got an axe scratched into your arm? We were just chilling there and trying to wind down. We didn't really have much else planned because we weren't able to go into the basement because we were still pretty young. We were like 13, 14. So they didn't want us in the basement because it's really, really demonic down there. And we hear a huge thud in front of us. So the night just keeps getting worse and worse. And we're like, what the fuck was that? And we look over because they have a mannequin of an old bellboy costume uniform, because a bellboy was shot and killed on the staircase because he tried to get with someone else's girl. And we look over and we see the head of the mannequin that keeps getting taken. We see his head tumbling down the stairs.
My last story was in this house, and I was on FaceTime with one of my ex-boyfriends, and we were just hanging out on FaceTime, and I was curling my hair with a pencil because I wanted to see what my hair would look like with pencil type curls. And we were just talking and I was curling my hair, and all of a sudden, like, I just felt something watching me, and I usually don't get those feelings. So I kind of just brushed it off and ignored it. So I was just like, whatever, it's probably just nothing. It was probably just, like a feeling that I had. And continued my conversation with my ex-boyfriend. Out of nowhere, like out of fucking nowhere, I swear on everything, I saw this black shadow figure sprint towards me. How I know it actually happened is it freaked me out so bad that I jolted, jumped, and fell out of my chair. And I look and it was gone. Like nothing was there. I sit back up and I was like, did you just see that? And he just was like, no. Like, see what? He's like, I saw that you got freaked out and you just fell out of your chair, but I didn't see, what do you mean? What am I supposed to see here? And it came from behind my door in that corner to the other corner, because where my makeup is where my makeup has always been. It's just a spot that I've always had it because it's right next to the window. Did you hear that?
What the fuck was that?
Didn't it sound like a little, like, maybe it was a dog out there? See, we're talking about scary shit and we're hearing scary shit. That freaked me out. It was so scary. I literally was shitting myself. I was freaked out. I was shaking, and I don't usually get scared like that. I mean, like, I do, but I don't. Like, it gets scared for like 5 seconds and then it just brushes off because I'm just like, whatever. I'm like, I love this shit, so I don't really care. But that was our paranormal experiences. Like I said, we have more, but I figured we'd just do a little something to have some kind of video come out.
And we don't really have a script, so we don't remember everything off the top of our heads.
If you like these kind of videos, definitely let us know, because we're going to be doing a lot more of them, especially when we go places. Our main goal is to start doing stuff like Sam and Colby, and to start doing paranormal investigations, which I've been wanting to do. If you guys have any suggestions, please let me know down in the comments, and we will definitely check them out. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Give this video a huge thumbs up and subscribe. Honestly, if we can get this video to a good amount of likes from my usual videos, that would be amazing. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next one.